Hello, welcome and welcome back to a new Unreal Engine video. Today we're going to take a look at how we can combine the splines with the hierarchical instance static mesh being populated along the splines, also combining a cable component. Yep. So you know how like they have that movie railings type of thing where they have like the pillars and then they have ropes going between them. You tend to see these things in like docks and whatnot, movies, theaters, docks, things like that. Well, I just wanted to show you how to do it. So I have this BP railings here. And this has a hierarchical instance static mesh along a spline. I renamed it to pillars, but I can hover over it and you can see it here. We have a few variables here. We've got a pillar spacing, which is going to be how far our pillars are spaced apart. Our railing height, so that's how high the railing or the cable component is going to start along the pillar. We'll have a cable width if you want to customize the width. We'll have a cable length if you want to customize the length to give it that little extra like drag or drop or droopiness. So how do we do it? Well, I'll show you the entire script, and it looks complicated. So it looks complicated. It's this entire thing. Now, like I said, it does look complicated, but I promise you, it's not that complicated. So to start off with, we will grab our box extents here, and we're going to just figure out how many boxes along the spline we're going to loop. So this is like the traditional what we were doing before to populate along the spline. But this time, while we're populating along the for loop, we'll take this pillar spacing and we'll modulo it. And then it will say if it equals 0, we'll start populating. We'll populate it along the spline. So this is how we can create like spacing between our pillars. And of course, if it's true, meaning we're at a spot, we'll go and handle everything else. Here, what we want to do is we want to take that pillar spacing, subtract it from the max. Here, this is the max value, the last index of the for loop, minus the pillar spacing to give us basically like the last spot where the cable should be. And then we're just going to less than that with the current index. So we're basically saying like, okay, is the last pillar X amount of spacings from the end? If it is, then we can populate it with cable components. Basically, it basically chops off the cable component at the end of the spline, so you don't have like a random cable just hanging off the end. And so we're going to need a couple of transforms here. So what we're going to do is we're going to grab that index. We are going to just currently multiply it by this box extent. So this will be our current index, and this is doing the next index. So we'll add the index here. We'll take this, we'll add the pillar spacing, and then we'll just do the same multiply to give us the next transform along this spline. Now for the regular instance here, we would just take this spline location, this transform, and we add the hierarchical instance static mesh instance at that transform, and that'll give us our pillar. For our cable components, of course, we need that extra transform here for the end. And so what we're going to do here is we'll break those transforms. We'll get the up vector. We'll add that railing height or multiply it because this is actually a normalized vector. Then we'll add it to the current location. So it'll add it to whatever direction. So even if you wanted to rotate the spline, it will still follow it because this will be the up vector. And so the initial relative transform of your cable component will be this, of course, our normal here with our just railing height. And then we'll go ahead and we'll set the end location to this end location here, this end transform. And then we'll just set up some cable stuff. So we'll set up the width, we'll set up the length, and we'll set up the material, set up however you want it to be. For the cable length, we'll just do a difference between basically the start location, which would be this position, and the end position. We'll get that length, and we'll just add that cable length. So basically, if you set the length to 0, it'll just be a straight cable. If you want some slack, you add a bit of cable length, and that's pretty much it. And so the end result now is if we pull out this railing, we can see we can go like this, and we'll have a bunch of cables, and they'll all have a bunch of like slack, and they'll give you like that movie theater things. And if we wanted to, let's say, rotate, you'll see that the cables follow it. I should probably bring out another one just to give. We'll put it up. Where is it? Here we go. We'll put it up. Pull it up. What am I doing? Well, it actually doesn't matter. We'll put it like somewhere over here, I guess. Up here. I don't know. We'll do a bit of rotating. And then, yeah, see, it follows it because it uses the up vector. And yeah, so that's what I wanted to show you today. I hope you found that helpful. I hope you found it enjoyable. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you in the next one.